And we are live on a Monday, taking gains, $1,600 locked in. Since you saw me yesterday, I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. We literally did this. This $1,600 that we just made was on a $6,000 to $8,000 position. We didn't take a $100,000 position. We didn't take $1 million position. We took anywhere from a $6,000 to $8,000 position. We're literally taking small trades and big wins on A+ setups, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that on this live stream. So I appreciate everybody for showing up. Anybody that is on Twitter, click the link in the description on the video and come over to YouTube. It's much more fun over here. We're dancing, we're making money, we're doing our thing, we're booking profits almost every single day here. So if you want to participate in the live stream, like you should, right? Being able to comment and things of that sort. Make sure you come over to the YouTube live stream. Obviously, make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you share this too, because we're taking daily gains, man. Daily gains. Not many people are doing this live in front of everybody. So make sure that you're sharing this to anybody that you happen to give a F about and say, hey man, check this guy out. He might just be legit. You can go and look at it and watch him live. And he's taking these trades and he's giving us the setups and he's showing us the results live. So with that being said, make sure that you like the content. Obviously, subscribe to the channel. Boom! Bang on the notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. Take advantage of this while it is available. Because once these streams start to get bigger, which I promise you they will, when people start understanding that we're taking $400, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 gains, $4,000 gains on small trades like this, people will start watching. People will start commenting and saying, hey, I want you to look at this altcoin for me and give me the analysis on it. So take advantage of my offer to do that for you right now before there's 1,000 people on this stream in the future. It's going to take a while for us to get there. I totally understand that. And I appreciate everybody that shows up now, but take advantage of that now. Drop your altcoins that you want me to look at in the comments section. First and foremost, it is the Wolfer Power Hour. I'm your host, Drew Wolfer. I appreciate everybody for showing up. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the past trades that we took that are profitable, right? Because we've booked profits. We're going to look at the trade that we're in right now that has booked over $3,000 in profits and has another $1,000 in unrealized gains on an $8,000 position. That's a 50% ROI on a trade that's been open for like a week. How many people do you know that's making 50% in a week? Not many, probably. Without, let's say, how many people do you know that's making 50% in a week with proper position sizing, risk management, small portfolios, and trading A+ setups? Probably not very many. So that's what we're doing. We're going to show you the Bitcoin analysis. We're going to show you the key levels on Bitcoin. We are going to talk about my previous call. If you were watching on the stream previously, I told everybody, hey, that 95 level, that's kind of like a make or break where I think I'm 100, I can't say 100%, but I am favoring massively a down move here, which is why I'm not taking a long position here. And I did not take a long position. We'll show you in my position history. You can see if I booked any losses. It's up and to the right for my portfolio right now. Do I take losses? Absolutely. Everybody takes losses. 50, 100 bucks, 200, $250 losses. That's perfectly fine when your gains are $400, $500, $800, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 gains. You can take a astronomically massive ton of losses at those levels when you're making the type of money that I'm talking about on your wins. Okay, so let's get into the charts without further ado, and we will get into first and foremost what we have been doing in the interim when you were not watching, right? Because I'm not live streaming. I'm not a Twitch streamer or Kick streamer that's streaming 24/7, right? And I don't think anybody would really show up for that. So first and foremost, we need a baby Drew on the screen. So hit him with the baby Drew. Okay, boom, we're looking good. Okay, so as you can see, yesterday, this realized profit was $1,800, baby, $1,800, $1,800. Where's it at now? $3,093, almost $3,100 in booked realized profits, and we have another $1,023 in unrealized profits because we still have our short position open from the tippy top, right? Now, how, Sway? How'd you do that, Sway? Okay, so whenever we had our short position open, if you noticed yesterday, our short position was 0.4 Bitcoin. Why, Sway? You ain't been doing the education. You don't know. You don't got the answers. I do have the answers. Actually, we shorted right here. We put 0.1 Bitcoin at 95, and then we put 0.1 Bitcoin at 95.8. That is why our average now, if you've been watching for long enough, you know that our average on our Bitcoin short position started at $101,500. But what I have been doing is this is my third time that I've taken profits on this position and then reallocated, right? So I took profits 3 times already for about $1,000 each time. This time was actually $1,200. And so what we did was we took our profits on the way down, then we reallocated right here on the way up, and then we took the 0.2 that we added up here. We added 0.1 Bitcoin at about 95,000. Why? Because it was a massive resistance level that we knew was probably going to hold. It was going to be almost like a triple top. Triple. 1, 2, 3. Boom. We took 95. Boom. We took 95.8 and 95,000, right? 0.1 Bitcoin a piece. Then we sold it down here at about $92,000, I believe. No, it was like, I think it was like, yeah, almost 91 or 92 exactly, right? And then it might have been around 92. I'm not 100% sure. But what did we also do? We also took a long position down here. So let's talk about that position. That's the position that made us $445 in literally like 15 friggin' minutes. Okay, so let's look at the order history on our long. Okay, so we opened that long. It was 0.2 Bitcoin at, I got to move my water out of the way. Sorry. 1626. Nope, that's not it. We got to scroll up. That's my bad. When was this actually filled? Let's see, 91, 876. It looks like that was the time that order was posted, but when was it actually filled, right? That's what we want to know. Close long, let's see, we closed the long 0.2 at 91.4 and then at $92,000. So our average price on this on this 0.4 long position was $91,635. And we made 15% on this. So here's my point. We got that order down here, right? This is where we filled that order. We bought the bottom, basically, right? And we wrote it up and we sold the resistance, which was this value area, which is right here. So there's a reason why I sold right there. Because this was the massive area of resistance, right? And so I am not going to trade on a hope and a prayer and a whim, right? I'm going to lock in my $450 in profits every single time, no matter what, at that resistance, right? So that's exactly what I did. I said, okay, there's going to be resistance right here at about 91.3, which is where we broke down right here, boom, and kind of smashed down. And then there's going to be also resistance right about the $92,000 level. So that's where I took my 2 take profits at. Bing, bang, boom. We made $450 off of it in literally 15. I think it was probably like a 30-minute trade. If you can make $450 in 30 minutes, I'm not going to be mad that I didn't take my profits at 93,000 when I got them at 92. I'm good on that, right? And then we immediately rejected, right? So what exactly is happening on this trade now, right? Because what we did here was we took the profits on our short position. If you look at our order history, we took profits on our short position at $91,000. Okay. So we almost sold the bitty bottom of this, right? This is where we sold right here. Okay. $91,000. Now, could we have gotten more out of that? Absolutely. Right. But this move, this is where we sold right here. And this was the bottom. Now on this candle, it did go a little bit like lower, But when I woke up this morning and I saw it down here at 91, I said, this is a great place to take profits. We locked in $1,200 more right here to bring our total profit up to $3,100 on this. And we're still in the short position with $1,000 profit, right? So my bias is that if we come up into this range again, guess what I'm going to do? We've got the 100 moving average that's coming down right into this level. Okay. And I'm going to draw the level on the screen and show you exactly what I'm talking about. We've got this level right here, right? That is basically almost like a triple top, right? Why is that so massive? Why is that so massive? Let's not make that so massive. And let's make it white. Okay. We want it to be like that. Okay. So this is like almost like a triple top. We fell through it. We back tested it twice right here. We fell down to the value area low. Boom. We blasted up to it again. We rejected. Bearish consolidation. Well, this was actually kind of like bullish consolidation, but we knew that it was bearish because this was a bullish inside bar pattern, but the bearish pattern was playing out. Boom. We kissed off of it. Bam, we went back up and kissed it again. That's why I entered here and here. Boom, we shorted it all the way down. Legendary trade for gains, $1,650 booked in a day. That's pretty nuts. I don't know anybody out here that's doing that with $6,000, okay? There's very few. There are people that are doing it, but it's very few. Now we're running into this massive resistance, which is the value area low. We came up above it, and then we wicked all the way back down to it. We closed a candle above it, and then boom, immediately came back down under it, and then we're trying to reclaim it again. Now, if we get rejected here again, I'm favoring further downside, probably to about this range right here in the 87.5 range. Where does that range come from? I'm about to show you. We're about to show you because we got the answers, Sway. We got the answers. If you know the Kanye meme, that's what that's from. It's hilarious. It's on Sway in the morning. Go read about it, right? All right. This is a pretty good friggin' channel to be trading in, right? We came up, we got rejected in the middle of the channel, and we got rejected at this kind of like little top that we have, right? It's like an interim top, right? And so we got rejected there twice. Boom. Fell down through. I'm favoring downside to about the $87,400 range. I would consider entering long down here. As you can see from my open orders, I do not have any longs open right now that I'm trying to get into. Why? Because I want to see what happens at this level, okay? At this level right here. Are we going to reject or are we going to come down? Because we are in a clear downtrend, a downward trending channel, okay? Now, what do we know about downward trending channels? They tend to break up, right? But here's my point. This has only been downward trending since not even a month. It hasn't even been downward trending for a month yet, okay? And so this is not necessarily going to break up immediately. I think we need to reset all of the bearish divergences that are on the daily, weekly, and monthly charts. We need to reset all that volume. There is a massive, there's like billions of dollars in shorts that have opened in this range right here. But my point is that I'm favoring more downside here, not only because we rejected off of this 3 times, because the 200 moving average is curling down. We've lost the 50. The 50 just curled under the 100 right here, as you can see. We've lost the 20 moving average. We retested it and we came right back down. We're trying to get above the value area low, which it's struggling to do, right? And secondarily, I'm also seeing that we almost rejected pretty much at the midpoint of this channel. And that is bearish. That is very bearish. If you can't get back above the midpoint of that channel and keep trending upwards to the upper end of this channel, that is a bearish indication. And that's why I was like, okay, this is a shorting opportunity right here, right? This right here at the 95 to 95.8 range is a shorting opportunity. SPX USDT, we can look at that. We can also look at BGB. Absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing that I can do about the stream quality. Don't know if it's me, but the video looks blurry. It probably is. It probably does look blurry. If you give me just a second, I can see if I can plug this in and see if I can get better internet. So give me just 2 seconds. Listen to the music. DJ Craigie on the track. Let it rip for about 30 seconds while I go get my Ethernet and see if I can plug my Ethernet in. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're just going to have to wait for the internet to come back up because I cannot plug this in right at this second. So give me just 1 second. Let me see if I can figure out a way. I might have to take my extra screen off of here. So give me just 1 second and then I will get the Ethernet in here. Okay, we are back. All right, so I'm gonna have to disconnect this, and we're just gonna have to do a full-on screen share. So give me just 1 second to get everything fixed and sorted, because yeah, we can't have people not being able to see the screen. That's just, we can't do that. So give me just 1 second. Okay. Two-word update on pre-send. Patent pending. And then 6 more words. Nothing I can do about that. Just wait. Nothing I can do. So give me, yeah. I don't know what's going on with the internet. I have the Ethernet cable plugged in and everything. I have full bars on this. For some reason, let me see what's going on. My CPU's at 4.5%. Like, we're barely using any data on my CPU. I mean, this is... that. Because I do have a separate internet. Give me 1 second. Okay, we have a handy dandy jetpack that we are going to try to connect to. The stream might cut off for a second. Actually, yeah, let me see if I have a VPN on. I probably do. Dude. Stream quality. Let me pop up my tab really quick, and you tell me if you can see the stuff in the background better now. Can you see the chart like more clear now, or is it still not clear? because it looks good on my end. It looks like it's the internet issue is sorted. So just let me know. Give me either a thumbs up in the comments section, because now it looks like I have full bars on the stream. So I'll wait for somebody to either just give me the thumbs up or say, yes, looks good. Let's zoom in. I'll even show you. Let's zoom in. Let me know if this is blurry. Is this blurry or are we good to go? Because Colonel actually is an absolute legend. And I did have a VPN on, which was, I do believe it was messing with it. So be that as it is, I don't think anybody has any qualms now. Yep, clear. Boom, perfect. Dude, you're an animal, dude. You're an animal. Kevin DeCaesar, you're an animal. Colonel, you're an animal. Adrian Kent, you're an animal. I appreciate you all. Okay, so let's get back to the technical analysis on this. So I was favoring downside. There's a reason why I entered right here, 95A and 95, right? Because we got rejected off of the trend line, right? Or not the trend line, but this resistance zone right here. But then if you zoom out and you see this downward sloping trend channel, we got rejected right in the middle of it multiple times, and we kind of capitulated downwards on it. And that is an extremely bearish signal, because if you come down this close, like look what happened whenever we hit right here, right? So when we hit right here, okay, for example, we came all the way down, we hit here, we retraced to the middle of this channel, got rejected. We actually front ran it and came right back down. What happened here? Same thing you're kind of seeing right here, right? Where it's capitulating, bam, and then a downward move, and we went all the way down to the bottom of that channel. And then what happened? This is what you want to see happen whenever you hit the bottom end of a trend channel. You want to see it go back up to the top end of that trend channel, right? And then eventually on a downward sloping trend channel, you want to see it break through it, above it, right? And then back test it as support, continue upwards, you got new all-time highs. That's not what happened on this one. We came down to the value area low, we bounced, we got caught in the middle point of this channel, and then we fell again. And my guess is we're probably going to come up close to the midpoint of that channel, which we did, right? We came up within spitting distance of it, the midpoint of this channel. We came up to 93.1. The midpoint of this channel is 93.9, right? So if we come back up here and start like bearishly capitulating again, then my bias is that we're coming back down here, and it's going to be somewhere in the 87 to 87.5 range, depending on where we actually hit, right? Because if we hit this channel here, it's at about $87,000. That's on Wednesday, the 15th. But if we hit it on Tuesday, then you're looking at, you know, probably 87.2, right? So yeah, that's kind of why I entered that extra. I added to my short position on this right here. On my short position, I added 0.2 at 95 and at 98. So I put 0.1 at each of those levels. And then I shorted it back down and took $1,200 in gains, locked it in. And then I keep my short position open. So this is the schlong continues to play out. The schlong continues to pay dividends, right? That's why we took $450 home today, because we longed the bottom and then bam, sold it at the resistance that we are getting caught up at right now. And as you can see, we are having an incredibly friggin' hard time trying to get this done. And what does this look like? I'm going to give everybody 5 seconds to figure out what this looks like right here. 3, 2, 1. Yep, you guessed it. Bear flag. Bear flag. That's what it looks like. So my bias is that this bear flag could play out, and it could take us. Let's get it. Let's just get the measurement on it. And actually, let's be super safe and conservative on this. And let's start from where we started the fall, right? Let's just be super like, let's just be super rule-based on it and say, okay, where we started the fall, this is our bull flag or our bear flag. This is where we started the fall, bing, bang, boom. And then we will copy and paste this over here and we can get our target. Yeah, our target puts us right at the bottom end of this channel, man. And say that, you know, obviously we would probably break somewhere over here. So it's taking us almost to the bottom end of this channel. So my thesis is that we get rejected here, which is where the 20 moving average is. And we know that the 20 moving average is a friggin' magnet, right? And then you get rejected off of there and you fall, you're coming down here to about 87.4. Now, could that be the bottom to where we see the rally It definitely could be. Okay, it definitely could be. And we're going to save this as 1 hour bear flag. 1 hour bear flag. That could be the bottom of this, right? Where we actually catch some serious support. And what do I mean by that? I mean, there's support right here, right? Let's take this FRVP off so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to have support right here, right? Okay, so we're going to put the lines on here just so that you can see it. We will have support right here, okay? We will have support right here. We will have support right here, okay? So you've got support at about $88,800. You've got support at about $86,800. And then you've got support at about $85,500, right? And then you might have support right here in this little area where you were kind of capitulating right before you went parabolic, which is at exactly $80,000, okay? So here's my point. If we catch support there, if you look at these levels, where do they line up with? Well, first off, we tagged the first one. So what's most likely? We go down to the next one, probably somewhere in the 87 to 87.4 range. So my bias is we might come up here, retest the midpoint of this channel at about 93.4, and then fall down here to the bottom end of this channel. And that is where we could see a potential bounce, okay? This is not everything is bearish in this market. I just trade what the charts are telling me. And the charts are telling me that most likely what is going to happen, let's mark these as key supports. Okay. And what the charts are telling me is that this bear flag could put us right down to this support level, right? And then even further than that, this could be the bottom right here, the 80 to 82K range. Now, if we fall through those levels, we already know where we're going, and it's 74 to 75 right here. This is like our, and I'm actually going to draw a box so that everybody can see it very well. But let's go ahead and draw what's called a supply and demand zone, or a supply friggin' demand zone, man. I'm getting all, the thing had me all wonky. The internet's got me all thrown off, man. So this is going to be our kind of like demand zone area where we could potentially bounce. And guess what? Eventually this area is going to intersect with this channel, right? So you're looking at an area from $72,000 to about $77,000 is kind of our break point line in the sand, where if we break below this, if we break below this box, like it's over. The bull run's over, man. Unfortunately. And I hate to say it like that, but it really is like that, right? And let's make sure that this is perfect. Yeah, so we're looking at an area between 74,000 and 77.2. That's our make or break point for Bitcoin, and we're actually going to label it as such. Make or break demand. Okay, so we know where our supports and resistances are, right? Our resistance is going to be right up here. That's our very first one. We know where our dynamic resistances are. We're going to have a dynamic resistance right here, which is the midpoint of this trend line. Then you've got the 50 and the 100 moving average that have just converged together, and actually the 50 just went under it. We have a massively bearish moving average setup where the 200 is the top moving average, which is not what you want to see. Then the 100 is next, the 50 is next, the 20 is next, and the 9 is next, right? So what you want to see is the 200 being below in a bull run, then the 100 being above the 200, the 50, then the 20, then the 9, because that is what a bullish moving average setup is, right? So I want to look and see what Market Cipher is telling us. Yeah, so even Market Cipher was telling us, like, on this candle, this is going to be a good buying opportunity. And then you had a massively great buying opportunity on the very next candle to pick up at this support level, which is right where I picked up. I picked up at like 91,000 or something like that. We can actually check the order history on that. I believe it was, let me see. Long, where's our long close? Yeah, so we picked up at $90,500 on average, right? So I mean, this was a great long. This was a great long that we picked up at a $90,400 average to ride it back up to almost $92,000. That was a textbook. We picked it up right here. right here at the what we thought was the bitty bottom, baby. Obviously, we had a better entry over here if we could have gotten it, but you know, I just let my trades play out, man. I just let my trades play out. I set my stop loss. I believe it was below this level down here. I think I had it at like 87.1 or something like that, just in case we fell down here. But I didn't think that we were going to. I honestly thought we were going to get a short-term bounce up to about $92,000, get rejected back at this FRVP that we previously pulled, which gave us the value area low right here. Okay. And I don't know why this isn't popping up. There we go. Boom. Value area low. So that's why I wanted to take profits there. So yeah, dead cat bounce. Yeah, exactly. You got it, man. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. That's essentially what it is. So I want to address Dexter's question really quick. And then we've got a couple of requests up here from Colonel and then Adrian Kent. We're going to look at those here in just a second. So why did I draw the bottom of the trend channel as I did? Why not draw it to connect to the two lower candles? Okay, let's see what he's talking about. Oh, this right here, because that doesn't actually work. So here's what I teach in trend channels, right? If I did this, so this is what is called a parallel channel. So this channel is a tool inside of TradingView right here. I can show you parallel channel. What it does is it draws an exact parallel, right? Now, could I have drawn my own lines? Absolutely. But this parallel channel is showing me the best trading range possible. And the best trading range was right here. Okay. That was the best trading range, in my opinion, because it connects the most points that make the most sense. And if you actually, we could probably drag this even further out if we wanted to. And we could say, okay, here we go. It even connects right here to where we fell through. Here, I'll show you. It even connects right here to where we kind of bounced and then went up to the back top of that trend channel. So these are wicks, man. Like this right here, this is a kind of what we would call an outlier. It went down and closed outside of the channel and then immediately regained the channel. It never confirmed outside of the channel. Same thing here, never confirmed outside of the channel. And then again, over here, you can see where it actually touched the channel exactly. So here's what you do with trend lines, right? Especially with parallel channels. You draw them where it makes the most logical sense, right? And where you see the most price interaction and reactions, okay? So that's why I drew this the way that I drew it, because this line right here makes more logical sense than this line right here, right? That's all it really comes down to, man. And so as you can see, that line was respected here. It was respected here, and it's about to be respected probably down here unless it breaks down. So that's why I drew it that way, in terms of understanding how to draw trend channels. Okay. So secondarily, we are going to come right up here and we are going to look at what Colonel is wanting us to look at. Actually, SPX, dude, I took a $15 profitable trade, which was a 33% profitable trade actually on this. It's right here. It's kind of laughable. It was a $50 position, but I made 15 bucks on it. So take this into context, right? If that was a $50,000 position instead of a $50 position, I would have made 15 grand on this. Now, obviously, I'm not going to trade $50,000 worth of SPX, but percentages are percentages, man. And that's kind of my point. I accidentally took a $50 position on this. I was actually trying to take like a $200, $250 position, but it was only on a 3x leverage. So the math was off and that was my bad. But we still took a 33% profitable trade on this, which is pretty friggin' substantial, man. So yeah, let's look at SPX because I almost guarantee you I have a chart on that. SPX. SPX USDT. Let's try that. My bias is I'd have to figure out where my chart is. Yep, here it is. Here it is. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. That's why I entered, because we broke out of this parallel channel. I went short. Okay, so this parallel channel is nullified. We can delete that. Okay, so this can be nullified. Boom, delete that. That can also be nullified. We can delete that. Let's see what this trend line is. That also can be nullified. This trend channel, yep, that nullified. So that was a bull flag that did not play out. Actually, it was not a bull flag. I was showing people what a lot of people think a bull flag could be, that it wasn't. Okay, so we're just going to redo all of this, right? We're just going to redo all of this. We're going to look at it from a top-down perspective. Okay, so this is trending downwards. Okay, that's abundantly clear, right? Now, we do see a bounce here. Okay, so let's draw some rays. Let's draw some rays. So there's going to be support here. There's going to be support here. There's going to be support here. There's going to be support here, right? And then there will probably be a little bit of resistance here. Okay, so those are our kind of like support and resistance levels, or the key levels, right? We set a lower high here. We set a lower high here. And then this is obviously the all-time high, right? This wick is the all-time high, but I'm going to take this as my barometer, right? Higher high, then we got a lower low, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. My guess is we're probably going to come up here. If Bitcoin keeps going down, we're going to see this thing trending down as well. So let's get all of this stuff off of the screen really quick and keep only the things that actually matter, right? So probably not this one. I'd say this one is the most relevant, and this one, okay? So let's draw the trend channel, okay? I'm going to give you trend channel 101 right now, this price channel. See how that makes the most sense, right? See how that makes the most sense? Look, even though it did deviate outside of the range right here, that channel is what makes the most sense. It deviated outside of the range on this wick, right? And I can zoom in and show you exactly what I'm talking about. It deviated outside of that range on the wick, but it deviated down here too. It did uphold the trend on this hit, this hit, this hit. Even right here, it rode that channel down, and then this hit right here. Now, you're struggling at the midpoint of this channel. I'm favoring further downside right here to this level, 87,000 or 87 cents, right? Past that, you're probably looking right here at about the 73-cent range, right? Now, in order for you to break out of this, right? Because that's probably what you're looking for, is like, what are the bullish scenarios on this? So the bullish scenario is that you come back up here and you get above the 20, which we know is a magnet, right? You got to get above this 20 first and foremost, which is right here. And then you come back up, you reclaim the 50, which is trending downwards. And then you hit this trend channel. Then what you would want to see is come back down to this trend channel if the 50 is still curling downwards, right? Bounce from the 50 and the middle of the trend channel, go through it, and then you would actually reclaim the 100 moving average. And then you would be looking to get profits where the dynamic 200 moving average is coming down, or at this swing high at about $1.32. So those are the two scenarios I'm seeing for SPX, which is probably come down here, bounce, try to come up here, and then we would get a rejection all the way down to about 73 cents, right? Then there is this, where you come down here, you test this support, or you just don't even go down and you just blast through. And then you come back up, retest this, come back down, boom. Or you just blast straight through, right? So if you start reclaiming these two, that's going to be good news for SPX in the short term, right? Let's look at what Market Cipher B is giving us. Yeah, it's giving us 2 green dots. We do have the stochastics being super overbought right now, but that doesn't mean as much because those can stay up here for a very long time. All eyes are going to be on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's going down, this thing's going to continue to go down. Bitcoin makes its move to 87,300, 87,400. I mean, this thing is definitely going to be coming right down here, right? It's going to be coming right down here to this level right here, most likely. And you might see a little bit of support right here, but I highly doubt it. You've got 87 cents, you've got 75 cents, right? Those are your key levels as it sits right now on SPX, right? So there's no trade right now. In my opinion, there is no trade. This is a wait and see because you are right in the middle of this channel. What I do is I take A+ setups. I want to buy support and then I want to sell resistance. So what do I mean by that? I would want to either buy this support or buy this support right here, right? And technically, I don't want to buy that support there. I want to buy that support right here. And what do I mean by that? Where these two lines intersect. I would be okay with it losing this line right here and then coming down, buying this support for a push upwards, right? To that top of that trend channel. Now, why would you do that? Okay, so this is risk management and position sizing 101 right here. So I'm going to show you the difference in between those positions right now. So this is your max. This is going to be your max upside because you're probably going to hit the channel right around here, right? Probably like 8 hours from now, potentially. And then this is your downside target. Probably you would want to be outside of this, right? So you want to be right here outside of these two. So this risk to reward is literally less than 1 to 1. And you stand to gain at most 78 cents for every dollar you're risking. That's not a good risk to reward, in my opinion, right? So I wouldn't take a trade like that. What I would rather do is take a trade like this, with a way higher risk to reward ratio and a tighter stop loss, where I've got a 2 to 1 risk to reward if I just ride to the top of this channel, right? And you can even see that happening right here. This is where I would have wanted to enter, is right here when this bounced off of this. So what I'm hoping would happen is over here, we get that same type of bounce and retest, right? We retest this trend channel and we bounce at a key critical support level, right? And then guess what? We target the top of the trend channel, and then that's a 2 to 1 risk to reward. Worst case scenario, you literally target the 20 moving average, which is a 1 to 1 risk to reward. So that was a much better risk to reward, at least in my opinion, on SPX. So there's no trade at this point. And I kind of gave you the bullish trade and then the short trade as well. So let's go into Adrian Kent with the legendary call. He says, I want to see BGB, baby, which is BitGets token. So let's go check out BGB. I don't think I've done analysis on this yet. Let's look at the spot on BitGets token. Okay, so let's zoom out. All right, I want to look at the daily. Nah, we don't even need to look at the daily, actually. We kind of already see what's going on here. Okay, so we've got the parallel channel tool that we're going to whip out. Bing, bang, boom. All right, cool. And then we're going to probably draw that down to about right here. So we're way outside of this parallel channel, unfortunately. We are way outside of the bottom end of this parallel channel. You can actually move this up a little bit if you're... Boom. Make sure we got this thing perfect. We do. Okay, looks good. Let's see what we can extrapolate here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is your point right here. This is your parallel channel. So here's the bullish news for BitGet token. If you zoom out, actually, you can see it came down to the bottom of the parallel and then it came back up. It kind of stalled at the middle of the channel, but then it caught a little bit of legs at the 200 moving average right here, and then it just blasted up to the top end of the channel. I would have shorted right here, most likely, because we're already like, maybe I wouldn't have actually. I probably would have shorted right here. So I probably would not have gotten my fill on this because this is where I would have shorted, right? And there's nothing that you can do because you didn't know that this channel was going to be a channel until this printed right here, right? So once this printed, you now know that you have a channel. So if this thing's bouncing, you could literally be non-directional on this. This is my bias. You could be non-directional on this and you could say, okay, since we are stalling out right here at the midpoint, you could go long and short at the same time. You can open up like a 0.2, like what I had on my long and short positions. If you have a 0.2 Bitcoin long, then you open up a 0.2 Bitcoin short at the same exact place, right? So what I'm seeing right now, it's not necessarily like bearish or bullish. This is a period of indecision right here. And I want to zoom out just a little bit further and see if there's any other trend lines that we're seeing from an overarching perspective, because my bias is there's probably an upward sloping trend line that we're not seeing yet. Yep, there it is. Why are these lines being so friggin' thick, man? Let me get this line out of the way to where it's not so thick. My bad. Yeah, so here's your upward sloping trend line, and you just kissed it, man. That would have been a great entry for a long. So actually, I'm a little bit more bullish on this, right? So is BitGet's token going to go down when Bitcoin's going down? Yeah, it could, but it is an exchange token with utility, and people do use it for trading fees. So that's why I'm saying, like, this could actually go up while Bitcoin is going down, right? Because people are going to be using BitGet to trade Bitcoin on the way down, right? So if they're using BitGet's token, that could be a nice little trade. This would have been a great entry for a long, knowing now that we have this upward sloping trend line, right? Knowing that, but the other thing that you want to make sure that you understand is we do have a nice little kind of like wedge pattern that's happening. If you take this off, let's take all these brush strokes off. Whoops, not that. Want to keep that on there. We want to take the brush strokes off, and then we'll take this parallel channel off, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So we do have kind of a downward sloping trend line right here, right? If you look at it, and there is a wedge that is forming. Okay. So that's abundantly clear. Let me stop doing this magnet. Boom. Okay. So this is kind of what I'm seeing on the BitGet token. If you're looking at it from an overarching perspective, you do have kind of like a little bit of a wedge pattern here. And we're going to take this trend line off as well, because you do have this kind of like wedge pattern that's happening. All right. So there is an absolute proverbial line in the sand on this. And this does look to be kind of like, I mean, this is a tough wedge to call, man. It's not really upward or downward sloping. This is saying like there is going to be a move, right? But it is favoring upside in my opinion. So I would say, you know, this would be a good place to enter a long position right in about the $6.10 range. And then what I would do is if I'm entering that long, I'm putting my stop loss outside of this range. I'm going to put it below these lows right here because I don't want to get caught in a trade if Bitcoin goes against me. I want the most minimal downside as possible, if at all possible, right? And so what I would be doing here is I would be entering somewhere in the $6.10 range, and my stop loss would probably be at like $5.90. So it'd be super tight. But let me show you what the risk to reward on that would look like, right? Boom. 3.3 to 1 risk to reward on that, right? Now, here's the other aspect of that, okay? If Bitcoin does indeed drag you down into your stop loss, fine. Stop out, dude. Who cares? Take your small loss. And then if it comes back and bearishly back tests this, what you would do is enter a short position here to target the liquidity that's probably going to be way friggin' down here. All the way down here at this swing low. And if you break below that swing low, guess where you're going? Right here, man. I mean, that's textbook right there. That is literally textbook. So I'll give you those levels as well. You've got a level right here at $5.54. And then you've got a level here at about $5.08, right? So if your thesis gets proven wrong here and you do get stopped out for a small loss, then all you would do is see, okay, do we come back up and bearishly test this trend channel? Do we come back up and bearishly test this support right here that we've now flipped to resistance? And if we do, I would take maybe a third of whatever it is that I'm looking to put in. If say I've got $3,000 I'm willing to put on this trade, I'd put $1,000 in here. And then I would put another $1,000 to $1,500 in here and see what happens, because you also have these moving averages happening as well. So you've got 2 points of entry. You've got the support resistance flip right here. If it gets back tested, and if it wicks through it and goes up here and then bearishly retests this and gets rejected, then you've got an even better entry, in my opinion, and you're targeting some serious stuff. So let's go ahead and play that out. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like, right? Okay. So let's get the short position calculator open, and you're looking at a entry right here. And then you would be looking to target probably this area right here at the very most, which is a 2.5x risk to reward. That's if you placed your stop loss just outside of here, right? So you're looking at a 2.5x risk to reward ratio on this as well, because what you do know is that if you get accepted back into this channel, your thesis is wrong on the short trade, right? So that kind of gives you the short and long position trades on what you could do here, right? Your entry and exit points. And so hopefully that's helpful on BGB token, because that's a nice little setup, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of profit to be made, you know, going down here, but there's also a little bit of profit to be made going up to the top of this wedge pattern, right? I like it. I like it. That was a good little request, man. So I appreciate you doing that. Dead Cat, thanks. Yeah, beautiful. Much love to you guys. Much love to you guys. I appreciate that. If anybody has any other altcoins, drop them in the chat right now. We have 9 minutes left, and we will get through as much as we can. But I want to go to Ethereum really quick, since we know what we're doing on Bitcoin, and you know exactly what I'm doing on Bitcoin, baby. I'm short right now. I've been in short for a very long time. Okay. So look at this. Look at my crazy looking chart, man. Get out of here. Oh. All right. I mean, dude, this is like, it's almost following exactly what I said. Now, right here, I said, look, if Bitcoin continues to go downwards, we're going to see Ethereum go down. But if it doesn't, this is your catch point to go back up here to $3,700. Obviously, that did not happen. Why? Because Bitcoin kept going down. Now we have lost this as resistance, or this is now resistance, and it used to be support. So let's delete all of these brush strokes. Okay, so now this level right here, that is a very key, crucial level from a very, very friggin' long time ago, which was our bottom level of our cup and handle. Okay, I mean, you could bring it down a little bit further potentially to like right here. Okay, but I mean, we're below it, man. Like in any case, in any scenario, we are below it, and we're bearishly retesting it right now. Right? That'll just happen there. Okay. So I don't know, something just beeped at me, and that was wild. So anyways, what happened is we confirmed below this level. We also have a bearish moving average setup right here, right? So we confirmed below this level on this candle right here. If we close this in 8 minutes below the close of this candle, that's bearish, bad news for Ethereum. That is confirmed under this level. It's bearishly backtested the level twice at this point on 2 exact hourly candles right back to back. As it sits right now, we're sitting right at that friggin' level, man. Like it's spitting distance. Like you can see there's barely any movement in between it. This level closed at $3,008.57. So if we close below $3,008, this is confirmed. And then your next level of support is going to be right down here. I'll show you. Man, it goes really friggin' far down, man. This is not great news for ETH. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is your next level of support, really. 27 hundo. This is where you would be picking up longs, though, man. Like, this is a great place to pick up longs. This is where you would be picking up your longs. Like, if you were to short here, write it down here, and then flip long, you're going to be targeting this $3,700 level. Like, that could be our good, nice little catch point. I mean, that's a 10% move for Ethereum. What's a 10% move from Bitcoin from here? A little bit less than a 10% move is going to be right down to the 85K range, because we're at 92. So 10% of 92,000 is $9,200. So you're looking at about 83,000. I mean, it's plausible, man. It's plausible. But if you get back above this level and confirm, and then Bitcoin starts to pump, then you would want to enter right here at about this $3,050 level and write it all the way back up to $3,450. So that's what I'm seeing on ETH right now. ETH is like, I mean, it could go down, you know, like, but we've talked about this so many times on this channel. Like, this is going to nullify the cup and handle pattern, by the way. If we go down to this level right here, it's going to nullify our cup and handle pattern. Okay, that's the only problem that I'm seeing with this right now. So that's not great news for Ethereum if it nullifies the cup and handle. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily like 100% nullify it, I guess, because you could trend it downwards and you could make this a downward sloping, you know, cup and handle channel. But it's in any case, you don't want to see it go all the way down here, right, to $2,700. But if it does, that's where you should start thinking about picking up Ethereum for a long position to target at least the $3,700. If not, target the all-time highs of about 48.50. Because once Ethereum gets up to about 5K, that's where you're going to see altcoin season just pop off, pop TF off, right? And I mean, as it sits right now, let's look at Bitcoin again. I mean, Bitcoin's really, really struggling at this level. I mean, it's very simple. Bitcoin is super duper struggling at this level. And it's the FRVP from the all-time high, right? From when we went parabolic from 80K all the way up to the all-time high, right? That's where your FRVP is from, right here, all the way up to the friggin' all-time high, right? That's where we measured it from right here to the all-time high, okay? This level has been well respected. As you can see, boom, 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 right? Point of control, very well respected many times, right? Value area low, very well respected. If you get below that value area low, that's where things start to get a little bit more hectic. And you're going to have to start looking at this, right? And again, this is from the previous all-time high, right? Actually, I mean, I need to go to the 4-hour chart to show you this. I don't have enough data that I can zoom out and show you. So this is from the previous all-time high right down here. Let's take this thing off of the screen. So this is from the previous new all-time high that we set at like $75,000, something like that. And we measured that all the way up to the new all-time high. And so what you're seeing is the value area being here, right? And again, value area high, very well respected. Value area low has not been tested yet. Did it kiss it? Maybe, potentially. But it's also lining up with that downward sloping trend channel and this support right here at about $87,000. So 87.5 is where that value area low. Now, let's look at a full fixed range on just this right here. Yeah, I mean, we're really struggling on this fixed range to get above this level, like really, really friggin' struggling. So, you know, we need to see what happens at this level. But if we close another candle on the 4-hour below the close of this candle, my bias is we're coming down probably somewhere here in the $87,000 range. And then we take it from there. And that's going to be great for my shorts, but it's not going to be, you know, it's going to be terrible for longs. So yeah. You can scalp here if you want to. I would not. There's no trade here. There's no trade here right now. The only trade here that I see is a short if you hit the 20 and then you short it down. Yeah, until we reclaim this, there's no long positions, in my opinion. The long positions are like down here, right? At $87,000, you play for a bounce, boom, you ride it up to the value area low, right? You see what happens at that level. You can't gauge the market. You don't know what the market's going to do. I don't know what the market's going to do. I'm going to play it level by level, and I'm going to play probabilities. When probabilities are in my favor, I'm going to play them out to the next support or resistance level. When we come back down here and probabilities are in my favor for a bounce, I'm going to play it out to the next level, right? And then I will see what happens at that level, which is exactly why on this trade right here, right? You see me close it out at the $91,647, which is actually, I closed it out at $91,400 and then $92,000 exactly, which gives me this average exit price. But that's why I did it. Why? Because I saw this as the resistance level. Did we wick through it? Absolutely. Was I willing to bet my position that we were going to wick through it? No, I wasn't, because just as much as we could have wicked above it, we could have rejected immediately and came right back down to my entry. And then I didn't lock in $450 profits. Is anybody, tell me in the comments section, right? Tell me in the comments section. Did anybody laugh at me when I told them that I went long here and then took profits here for $500? Did anyone laugh? Probably not, right? Probably not. No one laughed, okay? But would everybody have laughed at me if we came up here and I was like, I know that this is a massive resistance level, but I'm not going to take profits, and then it goes to the downside and I actually lose money and get stopped out? Everybody would have laughed. right? Everybody would have laughed because they would have said, Drew, you go against everything that you teach. You did, you went against everything that you teach on these streams by doing that. So I always take my profits. That's why we took $500 in gains today on that trade right here, right? And that's why we took $1,200 more in gains, probably almost $1,300 on this trade right here. And we still have the short open for a good reason, right? Let's see what this guy's saying. US or gal, you know, we don't discriminate on channel. New to your channel, at the level BTC is in, I have no orders in. What would you do now, or where would you put the trade? So I would, so essentially what I would do, and this is, you know, I mean, no disrespect by this, right? This is no disrespect. Rewind this video and watch it, and you'll see exactly what I would do. Because I laid out all of those levels throughout this video, and you'll know the shorting opportunities and you'll know the buying opportunities as well. Also, if you want to, you know, you can, after this video is done, you can also just pause the video and look at all my short orders too. That's where I would be shorting as well. And then I would also be longing probably down here. I kind of told everybody I'd be longing down here about the 87K range, somewhere around there. So yeah, just rewind the track, man. Listen to some of that DJ Craigie. Enjoy the vibes, enjoy the music. Check out the gains that we've been posting. Check out the other streams as well, because a lot of these levels are the same ones that we've been talking about for a very long time. Now, we are seeing this happen, okay? We need to pump above this, okay? Because this did not close. This candle right here did not close above the level, okay? So this would be the first candle. If it closes above the value area low, then we need to see the next hourly candle, and that's going to be 2 hours from now. We need to see this close above the close of this candle. If this comes up and rejects off of this 20 again, like this one did, it's downside, baby. So that's kind of my point. Everybody, you know, just be nimble in the markets, man. Make sure that you are, you know, properly mitigating the risk that you're taking on your trades. And whenever you're getting into profitable trades and your trades become profitable, make sure you're taking profits, dude. Again, just like this person said, US, right? Just like US said, no, I didn't laugh. I saw the dip. I was there, thought about it, but I wasn't sure, right? No, I didn't laugh whenever you took profits, right? No one is ever going to laugh at you for taking profits, right? They might say, oh, yeah, you could have gotten more, but you also could have gotten less, right? Or you could have taken a loss. Everybody will laugh at you if you blow your account, though. They'll say you're an idiot, right? So, yeah, I mean, just do your thing. Be nimble in the markets. Watch what's happening. All eyes on the S&P right now. Okay, we've got PPI data coming up Wednesday. We have, which is inflation data. If that comes in hot and inflation is up, dude, I mean, Bitcoin's going down because the S&P is going to go down. Then you're probably going to see yields pumping, the treasury yields pumping, right? Because they're going to have to raise that, right? And then you're probably going to see gold pumping, potentially. I'm not saying that the treasury yields are 100% going to go up because inflation went up. I'm saying the treasury yields are on an upward trajectory right now. And that is not necessarily bullish for gold. Usually gold goes down when yields go up, but gold is in a kind of like weird place right now where it is doing the opposite of what it should have been doing in terms of that. And same thing with the treasury yields. The treasury yields are going up when the market's going down, which is kind of wild. But it's honestly, the markets like S&P Dow, those are like way more speculative than a treasury bond, right? Yield, a 20-year treasury bond or something like that. Watch for the key economic data when it comes out, okay? Because you've got the PPI, you've got gold, or you've got jobs reports, I believe, on Thursday as well. That is going to drive the markets, right? So if those come out, right, what you're going to see, if they come out hot and they come out like where inflation is up, you're going to see the S&P go down, right? You're going to see Bitcoin get dragged down with it. You have the levels, you have the trades. I set them all up on this stream. If you didn't see it, rewind the track, check it out. Secondarily, if the treasury bonds go up after they announce the PPI data, you're going to see gold go down. If treasury bonds stay level or go down a little bit, the 20-year treasuries, watch those, gold will go up. Okay, so watch the treasuries, watch the dollar, the US dollar index, which is DXY, and you'll know what's happening with gold. But in the very least, watch what's happening with the S&P during those economic data reports being reported, and then it'll tell you pretty much what's going to happen with crypto. And I literally said this on the stream yesterday. I wish I would have started the stream off by saying this, because I highly doubt that most of the people that watch this stream afterwards get to this point of the stream. But I literally said this yesterday. I said, if the S&P futures open at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight, this was yesterday, and those futures open down, you are going to see Bitcoin go down. What happened? The futures opened down, then you saw Bitcoin go down today because the futures continued down into the night on Sunday. Okay. So that's my point. Then the S&P, once it actually opened the markets at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time in the United States, it was going down. Bitcoin continued downwards, and now it's kind of like in this capitulating manner that you kind of see behind me on the chart, which is right here, right? It's kind of in this like capitulating manner right here where you're seeing it, doing its thing, on this 1 hour chart. So I literally call this stuff out live all the time to make sure that people are nimble and understand what's going to happen in the market. I do it for free. It is no cost to you. The only thing it costs you is your time, which is more valuable than anything else in the world. So if you're spending your time on stuff like this, make it actionable, man. And that's what I try to do for you. If you're going to spend your most precious asset with me, which is your time, I try to make it actionable where you can either 1, take action, or 2, learn something very relevant that will help you take action in the future, right? So with that being said, everybody, I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate all of the people in the comments section that were requesting different altcoins and things of that sort. If you like content like this, please seriously make sure you smash the like button on the channel. I get zero compensation from this. I literally play music that has copyrights on it. Okay. I don't even get ad revenue from this for 5 cents. I make nothing off of this. Only thing that I ask from anybody, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Boom! Bang on the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. Because if you would have been watching all of the lives that I've been doing, you would have watched me take $3,200 live all the way up to almost $13,000 right now. Almost a 4X, okay? We've almost printed a 4X in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. So I try to make it actionable. I try to make it as good as possible for everybody. And we give the trades live. We give the levels live. We do the analysis live. We do everything live to show you this is real. We keep it simple. We take A+ setups and we go out and we make some money. So with that being said, I will see you in the next stream. I appreciate everybody showing up. Peace.